Hello, once again we're back. Today I want to show you what I call the Fisherman's calf stretch. It's based on, I'm sure some of you are familiar with the Fisherman squat, which is kind of like a half kneeling position. I found a way recently or the last couple of years, recent anyway, of using this to really enhance dorsiflexion. It's one of these things that I found is a lot of people just don't really understand that, particularly in a squat, even though it's a resting position, we kind of have to teach the body how to rest in it. And what that means is we try to teach the body how to actively shorten in the correct way that sets you up for success in this. You're gonna need a substantial-ish weight, 12, 15, 16, 20 kilos would be good for a start. And we'll reduce the rate over time. But what we're trying to do is train the tibialis anterior to actively shorten, which will hopefully help the soleus lengthen, and the gastrocnemius and things like that. One thing to watch out is we're seeking a cramp in this. And this is this idea that like we really want to just get the muscles working. We're also beginning to introduce the concept of using a target or having a task and letting the achievement of the task be the tool that mediates our success, if you understand where I'm going with this one. So I'm going to have my kettlebell. I'm going to set up at a distance I can't touch without the bell, so maybe a centimeter. The important thing with the task is that I can actually achieve it. And the thing is, I don't want to be using my hands to actually achieve it. I want to be using the front of my shins. So I'll set up. My fisherman squat is kind of one leg out to the side, one leg as we're set up. It's up to you. If you want to keep both legs forward in kind of a half Caesar, that's fine as well. It's not much of a muchness. So I'm going to put my weight here. The weight is going to push me deeper into the stretch, but I don't want to be passively. I'm using the weight to help me stretch, to facilitate some active contracting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spend 10 seconds using the front of my calf to pull myself to touch the pole. You can see that I've made contact. I'm keeping my feet flat, hopefully. I'll do that for 10. I'll relax. I'll move myself back a centimeter, keeping weight down, and then 10 seconds of pulling as hard as possible. Now, when I talk in those 10 seconds, it's this ramping contraction. It takes us about 3 or 4 seconds to really get into it. And then we're going to hold it for about 7 more seconds. Hopefully that should do the job. We're going to do that 3 times per side. And then I generally suggest the first time you try this, I want you just to do one side. Then you're going to get into a squat. So I'm going to sit in my squat. And I'm going to try use my tibialis anterior to pull my knees forward. At the same time, use my glutes to pull external. What we can do to facilitate this is I can reach forward with my hands to counterbalance, pull with the front of the shins, and then bring the hands in. And this will magnify the intensity of the contraction on the front of the shins by removing our counterweight. Then, if you've done one side just to test it out, you'll see generally quite a big difference. Do the other side and do both sides. So, to put this together in the way I would like to teach it, is we will do 1 round of this on the right side, 1 round on the left side, 3 by 10 second contractions, pulling yourself deeper. Then get into the deepest squat, which is comfortable for you. And you're going to hold it for about minimum 30 seconds, possibly longer if you want, but with the idea that we're not just using it as a resting position, but we're actively trying to pull our knees forward using the front of the shins that we've just activated and taught what we want them to do in this position. Once you've got that down, then you can do whatever you want. We use this a lot for sort of warm-ups on squat days. It improves quite quickly. It's also, if squat is still quite limited for you, it is perfectly fine to do what we'd call a goblet squat. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. So we'll just set up our squat, come down, and then actively pull yourself deeper as well. These are some options to try out, but it's basically the idea is that we activate the ability to shorten in the range we want, and then we do something in the range to help train and help integrate this shortening into the full pattern. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on in the comments.